Hello everybody, welcome out to episode 136 of the Save Start 3 Gamescast. I am your host, UF Gizmo, joined by Massive Das.
Hello everyone.
And Mr. CW Lanky.
Hi Dave.
I have got a bit of a tickly cough, boys, so if I suddenly go silent, just continue. There's no need to worry, I'll live.
That or Storm Burt is taking you, Dave.
It is, just,
You've been blowing across Taunton.
Right, there's Steve Burt, there's Dan Burt, there's bloody Andy Burt, there's a bloody Storm Burt, there's Burts everywhere. But enough!
Chris.
Right, it's just Burts for days. Enough about Burts. Chris Pengelly, take it away with the Pengals News Desk. Time for some news.
6 items of news.
A baker's dozen.
It's half a baker's dozen.
I mean, almost.
Number 1, Sony in talks to buy Kadokawa. Dave, who are Kadokawa and why does Sony want to buy them?
Kadokawa are a Japanese IP company that mostly deal with anime and manga and shenanigans, but they also own From Software, I think.
They do.
And obviously Sony have a monopoly already with the fact they own Funimation and Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm. And didn't they own Aniplex and close that one?
Potentially, yeah. And obviously they've got their own Sony Pictures anime stuff as well. So I assume that is the main reason, but I'm sure owning From Software is probably not an awful bonus.
Mm-hmm. And it's also Spike, Chunsoft, and the ones that made the most Mario and the Luigi game. They're part of the gaming division, and someone else as well. Can't remember the other one. I think there's 4, but Spike, Chunsoft, and From Software are the big 2. And obviously this was rumoured, wasn't it, Craig? But then Kadokawa announced that they had a letter of intent from Sony to buy them.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where there's nothing they could do to stop it as well. It's just one of those where it could become just a hostile takeover and they just...
Yeah, because they're a public thing, so I guess if... And Sony already owns shares in From Software. I think they own 14% or something of them, but I think because basically if they seem really cheap. It's 3.5 billion, which seems Bungie costs 3 billion on its own, and Kadokawa you're getting a lot of stuff for that money. It does seem quite a good deal.
Imagine if you are Mr. Bandai Namco right now, you're getting a little bit worried because they publish all of the From games, don't they?
Mm.
So, yeah, I can't imagine if, Sony are going to want to publish it themselves if they own From, aren't they?
You would think so.
I think that's probably a large chunk of very, easy money for them because they know those games are going to sell because there's so many freaks in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And they tend to knock them out fairly quickly as well, don't they? It tends to be one every other year, essentially. Something or another.
It's an interesting one because Sony actually already own 14% of From Software specifically, and Kadokawa own the other 69, maybe 70%.
No, Tencent owns some of From Software
as well. So it's like, and I think Tencent owns a part of Kadokawa as well. Yes, it does. So it's kind of like, it's an interesting one. Obviously, they'll get, with getting Acquire, who made Mario and Luigi, you also get Tenchu, which is a series they made before, which is quite a different set of games, really, Pengi. But
I believe if Sony were to buy Kadokawa, they would own 85% of From Software, so I guess the rest of it must be Tencent or maybe From own some of that.
It is Six Joy Hong Kong.
There you go.
They are. Let me just see if they're linked to Tencent. They are linked to Tencent, so that's what.
I imagine once Sony would own that much of them, though, they could just buy them out without them having any choice. Yes. I would imagine it'd be something along those lines where they would just be like, right, this is the value of the stocks. You have no choice. You're selling to us if they wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously this is Sony buying Kadokawa, not because PlayStation bought Bungie. This is Sony buying Kadokawa, so it'd be interesting what if they just kept them separate as a entity, or they suddenly split it up the anime. They ring up whoever's in charge of Crunchyroll and go, right, you've now got all this anime, and if you're Herman Hulst, surely you would be on the phone going, right, we want from Software to be part of PlayStation Studios or something.
Yeah, so weirdly, the bit that owns FromSoft at the moment is SIE, sorry, which is obviously really their games division. So it'd be it's weird for Sony. I guess the Sony group will buy it and then they'll partition it out. But From will be a PlayStation Studio straight away. Like, like when they had the announcements for the other ones with like the Twitter thumbnails, I was like, that'll happen. If this goes ahead, of course, that'll happen immediately. And I would imagine within 12 months you'll see a Bloodborne remaster port with 60 frames.
But, just like Herman go, that Elden Ring 2 you're making, do you want to change the name to Bloodborne 2 or something?
It's difficult because I think
I feel like Elden Ring's probably a bigger IP. That's the thing.
And I feel like they'd be crazy. I mean, Elden Ring 2, if it was owned by Sony, wouldn't be Sony exclusive, but it probably wouldn't be on Xbox. I think I think it'd be mad to stop it going on PC.
Yeah, I think it would be on PC at least.
But you don't
again,
know,
this is the interesting thing with it being Sony buying them, not like a bit like Microsoft, where the Bethesda bit and the Activision bit are sort of kept separate compared to like Playground. We've bought into the Xbox.
So like Bungie is, I suppose, for Sony. Like it's been traditionally on the outside.
Yeah. So. But that is so we keep news on that. Keeping the PlayStation news, cloud comes to the Portal. Have you tried any cloud gaming on your Portal, Dave?
I have not, Pengi. Have you?
Have you not? I have played some cloud gaming. So there's an update, and if you've got PlayStation Plus Premium, you can join the beta. I joined the beta, and then you get a bunch of games. So when you start your Portal up, you get two options. It's remote play, the option you got, or you can go into this like library of thing. I was surprised how many games were on there to stream through the cloud. It's a good 100 plus. I was going to try Destiny 2, being an online shooter. I was going to jump into some Crucible to see how that handles, playing that through the cloud. And multiplayer, but it's not on there, I guess, because it's not in Plus, even though you can stream it and it's free to play, sort of. But Ghostbusters was on there, which I, knew is multiplayer only as well. So jumped into that, played a couple of matches. It was surprisingly good. I would even say it might have even run better than remote play, even, but that has got an actual update as well. Thing. And looking at the library. Stuff like something like Grease, for instance. Like, do you really need to install that on your PS5 and then remote play it and something like that, where you could just literally load it up straight away on the Portal, and it seemed to work really well. So a game like that, I could see be really good, and I guess it also gives you more options. So if you were on the go a lot and you knew you're staying in so and so hotel and the internet was really good, or when I went to Edinburgh and like the Airbnb with their Wi-Fi, would have been proper Wi-Fi. I'm like, I could just literally cloud stream the game. I don't need to have the PlayStation 5 turned on at home and wake it up or whatever to get it to work. It literally can cloud stream these much again. But yeah, I think it's the smaller indie titles. It could be pick up a play sort of thing. Have you tried it, Craig? I don't know if you've got premium or not. Have you got Plus Premium?
Yes, I do this time. But no, I haven't tried it. I don't think I've ever really tried much cloud gaming, in all honesty.
No,
but it's one of those things where it's like it might come in handy one day. Probably not going to blow my socks off, but
No, like I said, it's quite easy. You just turn the Portal on, and then you actually got two options, and you just click the one and click, press the game, and there it is. It's jobs goodness. You've not got to go like, let's go into the next story. Like Xbox is bringing streaming of games you own to the cloud up, which is 50. Like you need to download your app and stuff on your phone, your backbone stuff, which is still easy compared to here's just a library of games. But Dave, have you tried any Xbox streaming recently?
No, and I think to circle a little bit back to the Portal and why I think it's funny to me that Xbox had the ad campaign. PlayStation then brought out this sort of update, and then obviously Xbox had to come back with more, which is quite funny. But I think for the portal, it just adds more value to the product. So essentially, if you wanted to, you could play PlayStation 5 games without owning a PS5 for £199. Like, that's a really strong marketable position. And again, like, it's not an ideal situation. I think it's still going to be mainly sort of hardcore people that know about it anyway. But like, I think it's a really interesting proposition as we move into the future. Where, as we like it or not, cloud gaming is probably going to have more of a takeoff every year we get closer to the heat death of the universe. So I think it's a really positive move for, like, you've essentially got a whole new way to play without paying any extra for your device, right? And eventually it will get circled out to extra, I suspect. I think they'll do that with all of their cloud eventually. But we'll see. For Xbox, it's like you said, it's because they don't have a dedicated piece of hardware. I think it is just a tougher sell because it doesn't work great on phones. I've used it before, and not great on browsers either. I mean, the only thing we can really compare it to is Stadia, really, right? And we always had good thoughts with the Stadia tech. The business model, probably not, but the tech always worked really well. So I think they both probably need to do a lot of work on that yet before it becomes native, but I think it's all positive moves because it's more value for your subscription, more value for your your purchases and stuff, right? So I think overall it's good. I don't think it's for us. I can't really see any of us three being far enough away from games consoles and not being able to play them, really. Like, I feel like for me personally, if I'm playing a handheld game not near the internet connection or somewhere else, then it's on a dedicated handheld. Like, if I'm at a hotel that has internet, for example, I'd rather play on a Steam Deck than a portal or like an Xbox handheld or whatever, right? So I still think for us it's not great, but I think, like I said, for a large amount of people, I think they'll get some use out of it.
Any more thoughts, Craigie, before we move into number 4?
No, but surely this is the time, boys. We bring back Google. Bring it back. We go again.
They were ahead of the time.
The funny thing with Google, I know, like, this is such a side tangent. Like I said, me and Chris had really good experiences with the tech. It's just everything else they got wrong. And it's wild to me that Stadia died, was it 2 years ago? And like, no one has got streaming anywhere near the ability that Google has. And like, you look at like Amazon service that I've never heard a single person other than us talk about or play, but they keep getting stuff and it still gets like adverts, like someone must use it, right? But yeah, chaos.
Number 4, and one for Dave, because he's the only one with this option, is Donkey Kong Land is now on the NSO Game Boy library.
Woohoo!
Have you been playing any Donkey Kong Land?
I don't think there's a single % of charge in my Switch right now, Pengi, if I'm honest. So
no.
I haven't. I mean, I like those games, so I might play them. Yeah. Like I said, if I'm on a train at some point at Christmas, which does happen quite a lot, or on a plane. But yeah, sadly not yet.
Nah, you can have it in black and white or colour mode.
Oh, definitely black and white, Pengi. I want to feel like it's the 1700s again.
There you go. Next one, Virtual Fighter Revo comes to Steam this year based on the now 18-year-old arcade game.
Hell,
Craig, does that make you... Or Dave, does that make you feel old that it's based on the game from 18 years ago?
No, it doesn't, because Virtual Fighter is great, Pengi. Craig's definitely played Virtual Fighter, haven't you, Craig?
Oh, yeah. I'm a master.
Sega fighting games. There's no one that loves it more. But it's the Yakuza team, Craig. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Isn't there talk about making another one as well, maybe?
Yeah.
Right, that thing, maybe.
Hopefully.
I will place a pizza bet in this podcast right now that when Virtual Fighter 6 comes out, there will be at least one Like a Dragon character, if not two. Day one on the roster. To try and push it up. I reckon it will be Kiryu, and I reckon it will be Majima, and they will absolutely be in. They've already done skins. I think you can play as Ichiban and Kiryu in as like another character. I think Akira maybe, but 100,000% Yakuza characters in Virtual Fighter 6.
Yeah, I can see that. I believe the Ultimate Showdown on Virtual Fighter 5 is going to get a 2.0 update on the PlayStation next year, while this new game comes out this year on the PC via Steam. That's that. Just crazy that they haven't made a proper new one in 18 years. So it just seems quite ridiculous they're doing these.
But Sega are back, Pengi.
Yeah. And I remember it being a big deal on the PS3 because it was like, I think the first full HD 1080p game.
Hell yeah.
Big, that was a big deal.
It's the best.
2007 or whenever it was. A full HD game. And then last one, the Golden Joysticks happened. There was awards given. Craig, do any of these sound silly to you, seeing we did the Game Awards last week? So Astrobot won audio design.
Right.
Best soundtrack was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Storytelling was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Multiplayer was Helldiver 2. Visual design, Black Myth Wukong. But I feel that's a little bit iffy, that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Best Indie, Balatro. Best Indie Game Self-Published, Another Crab's Treasure.
Hell yeah.
Studio of the Year was Team Asobi. Obviously make Astrobot. Best Lead Performer was Cody Christensen, who was not even up for performance at the Game Awards, but he won Best Lead here.
What was he in? What was
Final Fantasy VII, he's Cloud.
All right.
And Best Supporting went Brianna White, who's Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, who is up for Best Performance
and is a beautiful looking woman.
Yeah. Breakthrough Award went to Balatro, which is the critics' choice, so the critics picked that one, not the fans. Still Playing Award went to Minecraft. I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? People are still playing.
Had a
Minecraft.
PS5 port this year as well, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's weird. That's got a native PS5 port, but not a native Series X port. Still Playing Award on mobile went to Honkai Star Rail, which I think is what I picked in the Game Award predictions. That PC Game of the Year went to Satisfactory. Do you know what actually this game is? Because it's like the 4th highest rated game of the year, and it just won PC Game of the Year at Golden Joysticks. But I have not Scooby-Doo what this game is.
No, but it's probably the sort of sick thing that PC players like, isn't it?
Satisfactory 1.0. It's a first-person open-world factory building game with a dash of exploration and combat. Play alone or with friends.
That sounds like tripe to me.
Well,
it's developed by Coffee Stain.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We make Deep Rock Galactic, which we have played, and
which was tripe,
and Goat Simulator.
Okay. I was going to say give it a try, Dave. It is one of the highest rated. It's PC Game of the Year.
It is £33 on PC, and
I thought it was going to be free to play.
And I don't have any friends that are going to play. Well, actually, no. I have one friend who would absolutely play this, but I'm not playing on. Not buying it on Mac.
Okay. Console Game of the Year went to Helldivers 2.
That's a weird one.
Remember, this is all fan voted unless it says Critics' Choice. So
surely Astrobot would have made the most sense for that one.
Yeah,
because it's not on PC, whereas Helldivers is on PC.
Yeah, most wanted game was GTA 6.
Okay.
Critics' Choice Award for best game was Helldivers 2. So the critics went for that as well. Best game expansion.
The best game that came out this year was Helldivers 2.
According to the critics, yes. And
really?
According to the critics, it was Helldivers 2.
There's not a single better game that came out this year than Helldivers 2, according to them.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
I don't know.
Nice.
This one makes sense.
People lack imagination, don't they? Crikey.
Best game expansion. I wonder what won this, Dave.
Mario Kart 64.
No, it's Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. It won best
that makes sense.
Disgrace.
Makes sense.
I'm joking.
Yeah, maybe that award should be at the Game Awards. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Best gaming hardware went to the Steam Deck OLED.
Absolutely.
It's the best hardware that was released this year.
Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and I guess like the PS5 Pro would have missed the cut.
I don't think it would have won it, but yeah.
But I think in previous years, like the 3090 graphics card or whatever has won because it's the best hardware. And best early access game was Lethal Company. I don't know what that is.
It's a third-person shooter.
Okay. Best game trailer was Helldivers 2.
I mean, I think the Astrobot trailer was pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The Streamer's Choice Award, which I guess streamers pick, I don't know, it was Chained Together, was the best streaming
can
game.
see
Makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Best game adaptation was Fallout.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, and then Ultimate Game of the Year, remember this is fan voted, was Black Myth Wukong.
Hell yeah. It was always going to... It sold, isn't it, the best-selling, like, non-Call of Duty sports game of the year or something stupid? Did it sell, like, 14 million copies or something crazy?
Yeah, so it's crazy. So, yeah, the fans didn't vote Elden Ring Game of the Year. They voted at a game that came out this year as Game of the Year.
Yeah, well, we all know the Keeleys, that's not why it's on the ballot. It's not the fans, it's the pretentious critics that do podcasts and say stuff like, oh, it's not been a very good year, Craig. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. We've all played like 30, 40 games this year. They've all been pretty good, really. But
well, no wonder they not think it's been a very good year. If they think Helldivers is the best game that's come out. Fuck it.
Yeah, I don't know what which critics voted. It would be Games Radar and stuff, wouldn't it?
It's British people, isn't it? On
it's British.
Sticks, so.
Yeah. British people.
IGN UK sort of thing.
You think so?
God.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah,
so
Golden Joysticks. I'm looking forward to doing this again with the Real Game Awards in the Game Awards, Pengi, in a few weeks' time, and that's just me and Craig would have blown our brains out. We've watched 4 hours of it at that point, but
and that is all the news I can muster.
Lovely, Pengi. Well, thank you very much. So before we get to what we've been playing and buying, let's talk about our topic of the show. Tots. So this week, Craig has tasked us with another Mount Rushmore conversation, and this week we're talking about multiplayer maps. So we're talking like 5 multiplayer maps that are iconic, legendary, etc., etc. So Craig, as this was your idea, would you like to start us off?
Yeah. So obviously iconic legend. It is our opinion though. So
yes,
it's going to be stuff that we like, not just any old schmoz, right? The first one that I would want to put forward, boys, it's quite an iconic one to me. And probably to Dave, less so Pengals, but that's Gridlock from Gears of War.
It was on my list.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
It's not on my list, sorry.
It was on the first Gears of War, and I think it's been on pretty much every Gears since, right? Because it is such a iconic map, and it is very good as well. It's very simple, right? There's a road of some traffic, there's a sniper rifle, some frag grenades, and a boom shot, and you fight over them. They're all in the middle. Good luck. So yeah, I feel like that's quite a good opener.
Yeah, I mean Gridlock. You're right. I think Gridlock has been in every single game since its release, and obviously, for context, so yeah, it's kind of like a human map that has like a couple of cars in the middle where there's cluster grenades. And then there's a walkway on. This is assuming you're spawning on the left. There's a walkway that has like a boomer.
Platform of
the boomer on the archer.
Sniper rifle.
Sniper on the right, and you can drop down. There's like some like almost like slalom-y paths where you can like dive in and out. And obviously this was the first Gears, so it was no respawn modes. It was stuff like whatever they called Domination, Craig. I can't remember what it was called. It was called Annex, wasn't it? Maybe. And then obviously Warzone mode, which was 1 life, roll, shotgun, shenanigans. Yeah, I think it's absolutely iconic. Especially to that period, which was very multiplayer heavy. And I would agree that it should be on the Mount Rushmore.
I think it's one of those if you say Gears of War multiplayer to anyone, and they say like, what's the first map that comes to mind? I think everyone's saying Gridlock.
Yeah, I think the only one that even comes close on Gears is possibly Canals.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near. That's a deep cut, really, for us. And again, that's not been on every one, I think. But yeah, I think Gridlock is the iconic Gears of War map when it was in its heyday. So I completely agree. Pengi.
Yes.
Submit your suggestion.
David,
Hello.
if you were going to go watch some Red versus Blue, what map would they be on?
They would be on Blood Gulch, Pengi.
Blood Gulch is my submission from Halo. My Halo combat involved primarily is where I know it from.
Yes, the iconic map that started a whole company that we used to like, called Rooster Teeth. Yeah, you got your base either side of a big valley. You got your big path on the right hand side with the sniper rifle. You got your rocket launcher in the middle, and chaos ensues. Yeah, very iconic map. I remember me and my best friend from school playing 1v1 on Blood Gulch and on Coagulation, which is what Blood Gulch was called on Halo 2, constantly. And I think it's probably the most iconic multiplayer map in all of multiplayer shooters. I don't know Quake well enough, but I think Halo was bigger than Quake. I don't want to be that guy, but I think that's probably the most iconic map in all of multiplayer. Blood Gulch. So yeah. Any thoughts?
I could have filled a map Rushmore with just Halo 1 maps, to be honest.
Yeah, Sidewinder's great.
Yeah.
Chill Out, was it? The purple one I really liked. Yeah. I used to play on the smaller, like, chaosy ones.
Battle Creek, yeah, the smaller ones like that. Sidewinder's huge, but I love that map. Yeah, Halo 1's an incredible game for multiplayer. Incredible. Halo 2 had a lot, and Halo 3. I'm sure they'll come up later. Okay, so let's get to my first one. So my first one is a newer game. Actually a game that came out this year, Craigo. And that is, of course, Free Water from Concord, which is a great map. Features intersecting perimeter lines and a large central courtyard in the middle. And was just the most iconic map from that game, Craig.
Did you enjoy your 2 weeks you had with it?
I didn't do the beta.
No, 2 weekends.
So that's not a serious submission. It's just that you guys took my first two. So my number 3 on my list is from Call of Duty 4, Craigo, which was a very difficult game to pick one map. For me, I've gone for Crash.
See, I'm happy you've said that, because I think Crash is the best one from COD 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked and I was very close to saying Vacant. But that's because that was the multiplayer map they showed multiplayer for the first time on, and I have that sort of walkthrough developer trailer ingrained on my head. But Crash is the one with the giant crashed helicopter in the middle, Pengi.
Okay.
It's just an iconic.
I know the map now. Once you said the helicopter.
Iconic map. It's on like 5 Call of Duty games. They brought it back recently, I think. And I just think it's, of the COD 4 maps, I think it's the most iconic. I don't know Modern Warfare 2 quite as well, so I'm sure people may argue that Modern Warfare 2 has some more iconic maps. But yeah, I'm happy to submit that one for you boys to discuss.
See, if you're putting a COD map in, I've written Rust down, but surely
Rust sucks.
But Rust surely Nuketown is like the most iconic one.
Yeah, but it's our personal favourites, isn't it? I'm not a massive Nuketown fan personally.
Having played it a lot recently, I agree, Craig.
Yeah, no, I'd much rather have Crash or something from Modern Warfare 2 or.
And what's the one called Hitman?
Yeah, that's COD 4 map. But it's not. It was a fun mess around map, but it's not like a Crash, or it's actually a good one.
The only other one from Call of Duty is the Black Ops 2 one on the boat. I can't remember what it's called. That's a pretty iconic map.
Yeah, I know what
Hijack's a pretty good map. But if you're happy with Crash to go in as our Call of Duty representation.
The only other ones I would say from Call of Duty would be Terminal from Modern Warfare 2. That was
I've heard,
or Firing Range from Black Ops, but again, that's kind of a deeper cut.
I didn't play Black Ops, so I can't help you.
Out of what we said, I feel like Crash is probably where we're going, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah,
Rust is a funny one because Rust is very iconic, but not always for good reasons. They've brought Rust back and it's been bad before. I think that's the issue with Rush. I think the initial version of Rush isn't too bad.
I thought it was a rubbish, man. It was the old run me on Rust, but it was kind of like the Modern Warfare 2 version of Shipment, but Shipment was better.
Yeah, that's fair. Craigo, back round to you.
Right. I'm going to suggest from Overwatch.
Oh, I've got an Overwatch one.
And it's kind of like the go-to. It's probably the same one. King's Row, I was going to say.
That's the one I've got as well.
Yeah, that's the one that you always think of, isn't it? I don't necessarily know it's like the best, but then I feel like a lot of the maps are kind of quite equal and all quite good, right?
I
know that map,
guess the problem also with Overwatch compared to, let's say, Halo of Blood Goals, where it's, symmetrical. It's you start at one point of King's Row and you end down the other point because you're, escorting the payload sort of thing. So it's a little bit different with, the game types and stuff, isn't it?
It's a hybrid map, wasn't it? Because you had to capture the area first, and
Yeah.
then you'd unlock the payload. So yeah, it was quite a cool map.
Yeah, the only other one from Overwatch I really remember vividly is the one in Greece. You know that
Yeah,
one?
I can't remember. I know what you mean, but yeah.
King's Row.
There's El Desperado, something like that, which is the next. Route 66 was very good as well.
You got Gibraltar.
Gibraltar was awesome as well. That was quite iconic.
Yeah, and I quite like the Blizzard map, but that's only because you're seeing all like the weird Blizzard stuff when you're playing it as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair one.
All right, Pengi.
Yep. So Dave.
Yes, mate.
If I'm gonna challenge you with Super Smash Bros, and I'm gonna say no items and Fox only, where will we be doing this?
God. I can't remember what it's called, Pengi. My brain is completely gone. I know what it looks like.
You know what it looks like? It's Final Destination, Dave.
God. Smash Bros. So fighting games are a funny one for maps because it's pretty iconic, but it's like I don't know, because I think I'd go Corneria if I was going to pick a Smash Brothers map.
Yeah,
I think Corneria is probably a little bit more. I don't know. I get it,
but it's the more iconic one, and it is because you also do have the whole no items, no Fox thing, Final Destination thing, which I cover, and then think of Ultimate.
Yeah.
Every map has a version of Every map has a Final Destination version, which is like the flat with So it's weird because it's like the most basic stage where you haven't got all the shenanigans of Smash Bros going on, and makes it closer to a more normal fighting game. But it shows you Final Destination is that big because they made every map like that in Smash Bros Ultimate.
Yeah. Do we think it's the most iconic fighting game stage?
Ooh.
Because I would think of Guile's stage from Street Fighter 2, because that song is better than anything on any other soundtrack ever made. But I'm trying to think if there's anything more iconic.
I'm going to place an argument here. Are these stages not maps, though?
I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah. Is it a map? Is it?
Yeah, I think. I mean, what do we define as a map? Because if we define a map as movement based, so you've got to move through, then I would agree.
Can I pull up a map of it?
Because I also feel the same about tracks. Because I always like.
Yeah, I would say
because I had
got a track on here.
Because I had Mario Kart, and I was like, no, that's another video. That's top tracks.
Because I've got Dave. I got Moo Moo Meadows on here.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think if we were doing the top 5 tracks, that's different. Stages is a tough one because stages can be fighting game stages. It could be stages of like boss fights, maybe. I don't know. Because I agree that's the most iconic Smash Bros level, like 100%. It's whether it technically fits into this conversation. I was trying
to think of something that isn't a shooter as well.
I think it's difficult when you start talking maps, because I think player v player, like multiple player v multiple player, multiplayer games tend to be shooters. First, third, or anything in between.
You can play up to 8 players on Smash on.
You can.
Ultimate.
I think
8-player multiplayer.
I think it doesn't technically meet the criteria of a map.
Yeah.
But I would agree with you that it's iconic. And when we do fighting game stages, which we will, it will definitely get on there. But I think technically not. Because the same, again, like I was saying, I'm in an iron about tracks, because I was like, oh, Mario Kart tracks. But I think that's a whole nother video that we could do. because there's so many racing games we've all played, haven't we? From Sonic R.
I think we could even just do a Mario Kart, like a track.
Oh, then, yeah, I mean, Mario Kart.
Rushmore,
God, the discussions we'll have trying to get that down to 5 tracks. Sorry.
Moo Meadows, Baby Park. No, I also had Rainbow Road on my list as well.
Yeah, again, it's one of those. I think because it's not technically a map. I think that's the issue, but I think you are right. It's iconic. Yeah. Right, what have I got on my list that fits our criteria? I've got 2, Pengi.
Okay.
So I'm going to put 2 to you because I think you're the most likely to have played either of these. So the 2 that I'm going to submit for my last 2 submissions, one of them might work, one of them won't, is Metro from Battlefield 3.
Right, yeah.
Which is a great map. I don't know how many people have played Battlefield 3.
I've not played Battlefield 3.
And then my last suggestion is Urchin Underpass from Splatoon. That was so iconic, it got a Mario Kart track afterwards because it's that iconic a map.
See, this is the thing. I didn't really think of Splatoon.
Yeah, see.
A multiplayer. But I'm trying to think, is that the most...
That's the one they turned into a Mario Kart map. It's from the first game. They've brought it back a couple times.
Yeah, I try to think of when I think maps Splatoon, I can't really none really pop out
so many,
right away.
Moray Towers.
I remember there was a mall one or something like that, wasn't there?
Aracana Mall.
Yeah,
that's quite a well-known one. Walleye Warehouse, the skate park, Blackbelly Skate Park.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, but it's different. It's a shooter, but it's not a COD type shooter. Yeah. So
that's my out there pick, unless someone can think of something.
Yeah, the other because I don't know the games well enough. But technically they're multiplayer all the time, like League of Legends and stuff like that. Like put maps on that, but I've got not a Scooby-Doo.
Do any of us play that then?
Summoner's Rift, the map's called on League of Legends, the current one.
Okay. No, okay.
But only
I've got an out there pick for you though, Davey.
Go on then, Craigo.
So from Age of Empires 2, Dave.
You
didn't think of that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
So I was personally my favourite is Black Forest.
Right. Because of the Gatto, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the most well known is Arabia, right?
Yeah.
Which is a great map as well. But yeah, that was my thought, was Age of Empires 2. I don't know, what was do you have a favourite Age of Empires 2 map?
I mean, I think... God, I mean, I think the whole fucking thing's... I like Islands, but I think Arabia's the most iconic.
Yeah.
I'm a sick freak, though, and I do love Islands. But I mean, God, we need to go back to Age of Empires 2, Craig. I was thinking this the other day.
Yeah, it's great shit.
It's such great shit. Do you have any more suggestions, Pengi, or should we put it to a vote between...
I do have a few other on my list. Okay. Zanzibar and Halo 2. But we've already put Halo 1 in. So that's pretty good. Kings Row mentioned, Final Destination, but so we're going Facility, GoldenEye.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I'm not. I don't really like GoldenEye, Pengi. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not really. I'm not going to back you on it, but I do remember that map. What was the one in Perfect Dark Zero where it's like a pyramid-y type of...
I can't remember. And Wake Island Battlefield. Yeah. Which I remember from Battlefield 1943 was the Xbox 360 arcade game.
God, showing your age, but yeah.
Which, you driving around in your Jeeps and stuff like that. And again, it's our list, so I guess we wouldn't put it on, but the island, Fortnite.
Yeah. What was the PUBG one we used to like, Craigo?
Oh, it was a Russian name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
Yeah. Okay, so should we put it to... Let's put it to a vote then. Let's put it to a... Let's see if we can get a 2-1 on Urchin Underpass. What's the one you use? Black Forest. Or...
What are we saying is definitely in it? Because I've got them written down.
The 4 we had before are definitely in it. So definitely...
So Gridlock, Blood Gulch, Crash, and Kings Row, yeah?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking then, yeah.
So if we're going to do a Brucey bonus... But we don't have to. Sorry. We don't have to do a Brucey bonus if we can't agree. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards... I think maybe an Age of Empires one. It probably makes sense.
Yeah, same, because it's not a shooter, and like I would like something that's not a shooter in the list.
So should we agree on Black Forest? Because Craig loves Gatos.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And Pengi, we need to get you on Age of Empires 2.
Yeah.
When are we doing that stream? We'll do a 3-player 1v1v1, and then we'll do teams, us three against the world.
Where's my PS5 for?
It's coming, and it'll be crossplay, and it'll be lovely.
And I won't be able to play it because I want it on disc, and I'll have no disc drive.
Oh, don't. God. So now we're done with that. Let's transition perfectly over to the Chris Pengelly PlayStation 5 Pro hunt. Don't have a theme song for you yet, Pengi, but it's in the works. Where are we at?
Still not got one.
Thank you very much. So now let's move on to what we've been buying, what we've been playing.
But I did have a weird one today.
Go on then, Pengi.
Yeah. I had an email from PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, know them.
Yeah. Black Friday deals. Yeah. So you're thinking it's going to be Astrobot on PSN or the PlayStation 5 digital console or fair console. No. It was an advert for Courage for the Bravia 8 TV, and you could get a 200 quid off a PlayStation. So I did think, wonder if you can get a 200 quid off a PS5 Pro if you buy a Bravia 8.
Jesus H. Christ.
How much is a Bravia 8?
They're very expensive, and I went on the site Ratings, RTINGS, and apparently the Bravia 8 is actually, even though it's not the top of the range, only there's the Bravia 9, is worse than the LG C4. So, and the LG C4 is like £400 cheaper. So even if that did have a 200 quid saving on the Pro, it would be cheaper to buy the LG C4. So no, that's not a thing.
Fair enough.
So yeah, but I did look at possibly buy a telly to get a Pro cheaper.
God.
55-inch, $1.5 grand.
Yep. Yeah. And like I said, it's like 400 quid cheaper to get the LG C4. Yeah. And the LG G4 is like the same price as the Bravia, and that's better than the Bravia and better than the C4 as well. So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right, Pengi. While we've got you here, tell us what you've been playing.
So, playing, my 30th anniversary DualSense arrived. That was the only 30th anniversary thing I bought. I kind of wish I bought the Portal now, but yeah, I only got the DualSense. So, I got that. It looks very nice. I haven't actually used it yet. Been using my other controllers, but yeah, it does look very nice. And I now have way too many DualSenses. So, that's a thing. So there. And Rogue Flight also turned up this week, which I mentioned before I picked up because I think we're going through the games that are Pro Enhanced, and I mentioned I picked this up. This cost me 11p cash because I used points from game collections. So it's like a Star Fox clone, meet 80s Japanese anime. So yeah, so there's that. That's obviously physical because I got it from game collection. So that's the two pickups, and then I finished and platinumed Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Dave.
Nice, well done.
In 46 hours.
And what did you think?
Very good.
Nice.
A very, very good game. I think more people should be playing this. This game. This is my more people should play game award so far this year. It's Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
So I've been playing it as well, so I'll jump in right now just to add my 2 pence in. I completely agree with you. I think it's probably the most fun RPG I've played in a long time. It's the most Mass Effect feeling Dragon Age as well. But I really like the art style. I really like the combat. I like the characters. I like the different places you go to. I like all the missions I've done. I've played 10 hours. I'm enjoying the side quests, all that stuff.
Yeah, how you find that? Because it's not open world. It is very mission based.
I love it. As you know, I hate just vast open worlds. I like that you can fast travel between places, and they've got a hub area to go to the different parts of the world, which is really clever. And I think it's an incredible game. I really, really, really think it's gonna be right up there for me, game of the year already. And again, I don't want spoilers, but I'm told the last part of the game is even better than the beginning of the game.
Yeah, the last sort of like after the no point return in chapter 11 it's pretty good.
Yeah, so like I'm very excited to get to it. And it's definitely one I recommend to everyone.
How many of the party members have you got? I'm not sure. Being 10 hours in,
I have
there's
Bellaria,
7 in total. Yeah.
Lucanus,
Mhm.
Nev,
Mhm.
Harding.
You should have. Yeah.
And my main character. So
Yeah.
I haven't got the next one, but I have got the quests I think to go and get at the next one. But I've been doing like every side quest that I can get, and I've been going and talking to everyone, and I've been going and leveling up each of the merchants and trying to get better gear, and it's great. It's great shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I think it's going to be high on my top 10 at the end of the year. Obviously, I think there's at least 2, maybe 3 games I still think are better from this year that I've played from it. But yeah, it's going to be pretty high, and I feel it's going to be high in yours. So it could do very well on our overall top 10, I think.
Yeah.
So I finished that. And then I started playing properly Lego Horizon Adventures, which I've also finished. Currently not platinumed, but I'm missing 2 trophies, so it shouldn't take long to platinum it. Really short. I think my PlayStation time is 5 hours on it. Yeah.
It's a shame it's so expensive, this game. Because I was like, I'm kind of like, it would be alright just to play around with. But then I had that thought for a second, went on Amazon, saw like £55. I was like, no.
Yeah, I feel there should be like a £35 like budget release.
Yeah,
from
definitely.
What I've played it is. Like, I finished it, I got the story, I got all the trophies for the story. Like I said, I'm only missing 2, which is leveling up one character to level 20. My Aloy is like 18, and then all 4 characters to 20, which obviously there'll be 3 more after. There is more content, like, after the main game. You get, like, Apex hunts, which, again, will help me get to my leveling up of Aloy and stuff. And then once you've done that, there's like a weird free Laromi version of that, which obviously you can do like the other characters. That's how level them up. So there is more content there, and you can unlock more costumes and stuff like that. So maybe if you got kids and actually playing co-op and like, oh yeah, I'm not the hot dog costume or whatever. But for us, I think it's it should be like a £35 quick and breezy, like 5-hour game. I'll get a few more hours out of it grinding for the platinum sort of thing. But yeah, very much like a 6-7 out of 10 sort of sort of thing. But it's just fine after Dragon Age and before I jump into whatever next sort of thing. And the other thing I played was not Dragon Age. It was Dynasty Warriors Origins demo, which came out on Friday.
Nice.
There's got one map on there. You get a final boss fight against Lu Bu. It's very good. I've not played the Dynasty Warriors for a while, apart from like the Nintendo-y type ones and stuff like that. I feel they've got kind of complicated with it, but it kind of works. But you have like a block thing, you have like a parry, you have like a dodge and stuff like that and thing. Which feels a little bit out of place where you normally just like run around slashing 200, 300 enemies in one go. I'm like, I need to dodge these enemies. Maybe it's been something in Dynasty Warriors for a while and I've just not really took any notice of it. And you get like one-on-one fights as well, like when you're in a base and you get like the other like leader in the base and like challenge you to a one-on-one like fight, and it turns
they did that in Dynasty Warriors 4, I think. The duels.
Okay, yeah, that's what it says. It's literally you get a jewel and then you jeweled off with the thing, and that's how you can like take down the base and stuff like that. And it's like around, yeah, but it was very good from what I played. And talking to you, Dave, like I did order Gran Turismo 7 off Amazon because I had a £10 Amazon voucher, Black Friday deal and stuff like that. And that's going to be pro enhanced and that thing. But then I got an email saying it's not going to be snatched till February, so I cancelled that and pre-ordered Dynasty Warriors coming in January off Amazon because the demo was pretty good for that. And it's like mid-January, nothing else sort of around it. So I look forward to that come then. And that is it.
Nice.
So I'll jump in a sec. I did also have a couple of goes on the Dynasty Warriors demo.
Nice.
I actually quite like the combat. I thought the combat was quite cool. They added a little bit more to it than just hitting X or whatever and killing everything. It was kind of like one of those where they'd like added enough, but it wasn't too like complicated. It was just like, oh, I'm just moving out the way. This doesn't feel too bad. And I'm blocking. You know, they're blocking back in the day, right?
No.
It does do the Japanese game thing of you load it up and there is about 600 text bubbles come up on your screen with tutorials, and you're just there like, what? Like, I'm not reading all this. Fuck off. So yeah, I didn't really know what was going on. I did find I played on medium, Pengi. I don't know how you found it, but I actually failed both times.
Oh yeah, it was pretty hard. I fell first time, I think, because I was supposed to like, I don't know, B for instance protect, and I wasn't protecting, and it failed. And then I got to Lubu, and then he actually just destroyed me. It's like third go. I thought this is actually pretty hard thing. It's on normal. So I think, but it might be like, what map is this in the actual game? And like you're saying, like the tutorials, maybe like once you start from the actual start, you get better. But yeah, it was pretty sort of tough.
Yeah, I felt both times. I was literally like, I'd spawn in, and you spawn into the side on this map. So there's like one base which is kind of like your base to get. So I didn't get that, and it was like every single one of my allies was dying, and I was like, I don't know, where am I? Who do I help? Like,
that's what I was like.
What am I meant to be prioritizing right now? Because I would go and help one, and then like another 5 would die at the same time. And I'm like, both times I basically died because the main like general had to withdraw or something. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I meant to keep you all alive, guys. You all need to do a little bit better, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I might wait and see what that's like, because like what I played, I really enjoyed, and I was like, and then he had the classic like Dynasty Warriors music with the bloody guitar riffs in the background, and I was like, oh, I'm back in, I'm there again.
No.
But yeah, it did feel like, very all over the place, and like people just constantly needing help. So there might be some balancing issues there. I don't know.
Nice. Well, Craig, as you've started talking, let's continue this. Tell us some information about what you've been buying and playing this week.
So on the Xbox, I think I'd finished Neva last week, but I hadn't got the completion. I do now have the completion. According to True Achievements, it's going to be 8.5 hours. Seems like a long time. It is a bit of a finicky completion to get, because there is a lot of level-based collectibles that you've got to go through and get, essentially. And then there's overarching collectibles. So there's a lot of collectibles if you want that platinum, Pengi. I'll tell you that now. You probably want to do a blind, like you probably want to get one in your first run because you want to enjoy it, right, in your first run, right? And there is a chapter select. It is a little bit finicky in the sense that it doesn't. It can be a little bit unclear which flowers and which is the main collectible that you're missing.
Right. Okay.
So that can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But I did get there in the end. And as I said last week, I did enjoy the game. I still think I probably enjoyed Gris a little bit more, but it's still very solid entry. And I think for £16, it's probably priced pretty perfectly as well. And then the only other thing I played on Xbox is more Call of Duty, Davey.
That we have, my boy. That we have.
Which we played a lot of yesterday.
Yeah, we had like a filthy. At was it like 4 or 5 hours? Like
disgusting, degenerate sesh, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Basically, the weather's been absolutely terrible where we are. It's just been rain and wind for like 2 or 3 days in a row, right? So it's been one of those where if you don't have to leave the house, you don't really want to be leaving the house, right?
Yeah, we
didn't. Perfect Call of Duty. No, I didn't at all yesterday. I'll be honest. Perfect Call of Duty conditions, right? So yeah, I've been grinding that. I've been using our double XP tokens. I've been really enjoying it, actually. I've been kind of, even like before we were recording the podcast, I was like, oh, Dave, do you want some sneaky Call of Duty games before Pengi's ready? And And even after you left, if I stayed on for another like 40 minutes, I think. So
I love it.
yeah. My only the only drawback for the actual being a serious one is bloody hell. Some of these maps are so small.
Yeah.
We keep adding these maps. I played that stakeout map again, Dave,
God.
earlier. It was absolutely just shithouse crap. I was like, can this just end, please? Just end. I can't keep up. I'm too old and slow for this. So yeah, I would like if they, keep adding maps, some more medium-sized or bigger maps, personally, as opposed to some of these miniature maps that they keep adding. And I have got this bloody RCXD achievement, Dave. It's starting to piss me off. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It started to get to me a bit. I think I've done it 3 times now, and all 3 times I've had the RCXD has come up as the kill reason. It's not like a grenade or some bullshit like that I've accidentally blown up to get the double kill, and nada for the achievement. It just will not pop. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. Which is weird because I'm slowly gaining play of the games to get the free play of the game achievements, and that seems to be tracking right. So I'm actually pretty confident when I get my last one, that will pop. But for some reason, this one just doesn't seem to want to pop. For some reason, which is annoying. It means I've got to keep on using the RCXD, and I fucking hate it. I fucking hate the bastard thing, Dave. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that can just I can just get my double kill. It can unlock itself, and I can move on with my life with that achievement. But we're not too far away from prestige as well now, Dave. And I think with these double XP tokens, I don't think it'll take us very long at all.
No, I think it's incredibly doable at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have that achievement, Gregor. I actually did a kill with it with the RCXD earlier, and I got 5 people.
Nice.
And got another play of the game. Don't even need it because I've got that achievement as well. So all I would say is play in the middle of the day. When you're next off on a Friday, you play at 11 o'clock in the morning. You'll get your kills, my friend. Don't you worry. It is the lobbies are weak in the middle of the day. It's unemployed and kids. We can take them. Bless you. Well, okay, we'll talk about what I've been buying and playing. I guess I haven't bought.
I think have I played anything on the PlayStation?
Have you played Metaphor?
Yes. Yeah, I have. So on PlayStation. Played more Metaphor. I'm in the 3rd area now, like 34 hours in, I believe. And I've basically done the thing where it gives you you do your story beats, and then it goes, right, you've got 20 days to do the main dungeon now, right? But what I've done is I completely ignored that, and I've been doing all the side dungeons. So I think I'm down to like 13 days to go. And I've got definitely got one more side dungeon to do in this area at least. So I'm on my way to do that in my runner. And then once I've done that, I will probably start knocking off some of the actual main dungeon on there. And then the last thing I've been playing, boys, is I have finally started from the backlog challenge Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Hell yeah.
Which I did. I played Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 one from the PlayStation 4 earlier in the year, and I didn't really know what to play, and I was like, oh, this is like the perfect time to kind of knock this out because I don't think it's particularly long, right? So I'm not that far in, about an hour in. I'm on like probably the first like proper level. So I've been going full Craig and like, oh, there's little spy bots I need to find in some of the levels. I'm going to try and find that and, try and do everything I can. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying what I've played so far. It feels a lot like the last one that I played. But it's obviously got a bit more bells and whistles, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's it. That's everything I've been playing, boys.
Yeah, it's a good one, that one. It's a lot of... you only need one playthrough for the platinum, you'll be pleased to hear. And nice. I think the only thing you have to look out for, there's a level where you have to hit like gems.
Yeah,
it's not really
I missed that trophy.
It's not really a spoiler, but I had to go back for it. But that's about it. But yeah, it's great. It's a great game, and it's one of the best looking PS5 games as well. I will say, on performance ray tracing, it is a ridiculous looking game. But yeah, so for me, On Switch, Pengi, absolutely nothing. It's not been turned on.
Oh, when will that Switch ever get turned back on? January for Pokemon?
Probably Christmas, right? Family coming over. Bit of Mario Kart.
Okay, when will you turn it on? Not for family. You just play a game on it yourself.
So unless someone buys me a game for Christmas, I would imagine it would be Pokemon. And that'll be... Because I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I'm not going to buy a new Pokemon game. I will absolutely buy a new Pokemon game. But that's probably it. I don't have a great desire to play anything else on it, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, the Switch, bless it. On PlayStation 5, so yeah, been playing lots more Dragon Age. Origins, not Origins, fucking hell. Veilguard, Origins came out 20 years ago. Like I said earlier, great game. Highly recommend it. And the only other thing I think I've played on PlayStation 5, really for more than a couple of minutes, is Wheel of Fortune. Me and Chloe have got 2 more trophies to go to get the 100%. There is no platinum, sadly.
Oh no.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's a fun little game to play with your partner. It's silly. It's badly made. It's Ubisoft, but it's fine. And it's been a very heavy Xbox week, which I feel like it's been a very heavy Xbox month for me. So on the Xbox 360, Pengi.
Yeah.
The actual Xbox 360. I've been playing Project Gotham Racing 3. Decided to go back. Was like, I found my 360. Found a copy of Project Gotham Racing 3. I was like, I'll play this. I was like, there's trophies. There's achievements I could get and I haven't got for some reason. So I've went and got 3 or 4 more achievements. Got my percentage up on it. That game holds up. It was a launch Xbox 360 game. So it is the biggest gap from first achievement to most recent achievement by virtue of there is literally no other game that I think I could do that on, because I think that's the only game I got achievements on the day I got the console. Yeah, it still really holds up. 60 frames per second, 720p. It is so quick and smooth, Craig. And I've played other racing games since on newer consoles, and it's just a fun ass game. It controls so much better than most modern racing games. You can tell that most of the people that left the studio joined Playground for Forza Horizon. You can really tell that where that pedigree is. Yeah, great game, great series. I mean, at this point, if you haven't played Project Gotham Racing, you'll need an Xbox or an Xbox 360 to play those games. But yeah, I really think it held up, and I've been really enjoying it. I've been sort of trying to go for as many achievements as possible. It's a great game. Very nostalgic for me as well. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is 19 years later, and it's still as fun as it is. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then on my Series S, which is the newer Xbox, I've played more Death Stranding. I try and do a couple orders a day, Pengi, to kind of keep it still fresh and enjoyable without boring myself, because it's just that type of game, right? Getting between story beats. Really, really enjoying it. It just really impresses me how well it runs and how intriguing the world is. It's quite a fun, relaxing game to play. And then the story is just wild and crazy, and you're like, oh my god, that's great. I've got a gun now. That was fun earlier, the taser gun. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's one of those games it's so hard to if I were to review it, and I will do a review at some point, it's really hard to be this is my thoughts, because it's just a strange game, but really good game. I recommend it it's on PS Plus. I weirdly think Craig might quite enjoy it, because it's just a bigger budget version of the type of games you guys play on Game Pass. So you'll probably know better than I do, Pengi, but the kind of story walking simulator games where you walk around and climb stuff, and it's little puzzles and it's stories. It's kind of a really big budget version of that. And yeah, I do recommend it. I'm quite excited to get to the end and see what happens, and I really hope that Death Stranding 2 comes to all platforms other than Nintendo when it comes out. I hope it comes to PC and Xbox relatively quickly. And I could play it on PS5, but I just think more people should be able to play, because it's it's just a really interesting game concept, and more people should play it. And I do recommend it on Xbox. I don't know if it's still on sale, because obviously I've already bought it, so it doesn't pop up. But if it is, get on it. What else have I played on Xbox? I've played some. This is a random one, boys. Big Bash Boom Cricket, which is
I remember you buying this.
which is an arcade Australian.
You spent way too much money on this, Dave. This is
really
one of your wilder purchases.
It is, especially because again, like it only got released physically in Australia, but I've been playing it actually quite a lot recently to get my achievement percentage up. Stupid fun ass game. Got another like 5 or 6 achievements on it today. It's a really fun arcade cricket game. It's just it's not readily available. It's never been on sale. Like it's just like don't buy it for £44. If you ever see it on sale for under a tenner, or you go to Australia and you see it in EB Games for like a tenner, then get it because it's fun. Like it's the most fun 2020 arcade cricket game I've played. But yeah, there's that. I feel like there's other things. I played some Lego Indiana Jones. To sort of get ready for Indiana Jones, because I apparently played the intro level once when the game came out, or when I got it on some sort of disc. Don't remember doing that, so I was like, I've got one achievement, why not play it? Lego games are quite fun if you haven't played one for a while. And obviously we were talking about Lego Horizons the other day, me and Pengi, and I was like, I kind of fancy playing a Lego game. But yeah, Lego Indiana Jones. Got a couple more achievements on that. I'm going to plug through that and try and get through it. I think that's it. Am I missing anything obvious here, boys?
Not a thing.
I don't think I've played anything else. But yeah, it's been a very Death Stranding and Dragon Age heavy week, and then with lots of random retro and bits and bobs. And again, like it's one of those things where it's not a topic for this show, but like I do always really enjoy the fact that you can play a lot of retro stuff on Xbox, from the 360 era in particular, because it's just nice to go back. There is one more game I played, Craigo. I just remembered. Split Second, which is an arcade racer, 360 arcade racer that's backwards compatible. It's kind of like MotorStorm crossed with Burnout, where you can like trigger shit, for want of a better phrase, that can like attack your opponents. It's like a stunt racing show. It's really good. They made another racing game, and I can't remember what it was, and that was also really good. They made Pure, which was like an ATV game, if you remember that, Craigo.
Yeah, I remember.
Really good game, Split Second. It's always on the Xbox digital sales for like £2 or £3. Really recommend it because it's a really fun arcade racer. Pengi apparently played it in 2010 and has quite a few achievements. He doesn't recall this, but he did. Yep. It came out around about the same time as Blur.
Okay.
So I think they basically ate into each other's lunch, I think, because I don't think either game did amazingly well, but they were very similar-ish games, really. But yeah, really recommend Split Second again. It's on that list. I've got quite a few. There's Midnight Club I want to get to at some point that I have on backwards compatible. Burnout Revenge I have backwards compatible I'd like to get to. So yeah, I think I'll be playing 360 racing games for the time being, because they just don't make as many now, Craigo. Really? I mean,
no, they really don't. You don't get. If they do, they tend to be either like awful or Forza essentially there.
Right, you get a rally simulator game, you get an F1 simulating game. You might get like a Wreckfesty type of game every sort of one every like 10 years, and then like you said, it's Forza and Gran Turismo, and they're both incredibly bloated games, those two, and they're obviously the sim racers, right? So, but yeah, there isn't the like abundance of mid-level arcadey racers, and when they are, they're the Crew Motorfest, which is so okay it hurts, right? Like I think all three of us played that game, and none of us were like it's good or bad. We were like it's all right. Right, I think that's pretty much.
I didn't. I lost interest very quickly in that one.
Same. I was like, oh, cool, this is B-Tech.
Bring back the silly fucking race. Bring back fucking, I don't know, like a fucking push bike racing game or something. Do you know what I mean? Just do something different, you know, like fucking boats or something, right? Like,
bring back Hydro Thunder.
Yeah, just do something different. Like I don't know.
I would recommend Split Second for you, Craigo, to fit that criteria. If you see it on a sale. Because it's had the
jet
whole
skis. I want to race on jet skis. There you go.
Well, like the last SSX game that's on Game Pass, there's a lot of racing stuff, and that's really good. Really, really good if you want to play something like that. But yeah, I mean, like MotorStorm used to be that franchise on PlayStation, right? They got rid of the studio. That studio is now with Codemasters. Made best game ever made, Dirt 5. So, but yeah, I want some more racing games. I completely agree with Craig. I don't think we're going to get it. I think you're going to be, you know. We didn't play Riders Republic, right, Craigo?
We should probably play that, shouldn't we? I feel like that's exactly what we're asking for.
So I think it's on PS Plus right now.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is on everything.
But there we go. Video games, they're fun. So we're still in. So this is the last November episode. So we will start doing more Christmas themed topics. starting next week. I look forward to thinking about that. But yeah, if you've got this far, put below what your favourite multiplayer map is, and guess when Chris is going to get his PS5 Pro, because we're all wishing and hoping that maybe Friday one disc drive will become available, or he just gives up on disc drives and just buys it and has 2 PlayStations for a bit. Why not? But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.